Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. After all the drama with Verno over the last several weeks leaving NRG to go to MIBR in pretty remarkable fashion, he's given his perspective on this new MIBR team, saying that by far as he's concerned, this is the best team that he's been on. Definitely a comment in some regards towards NRG, his previous team, and where they may well potentially go from here as well. But Verno to MIBR looking good so far. Lots of other talking points on the day as well. Verno on Twitter, your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. Of course, this is, the classic April Fool's post here with Tens deciding to make his glorious return to Sentinels, but yeah, not happening, or certainly not happening yet. Sentinels also tweeted out about Sunset, of course, a map that they would very much be looking to have back into the pool, but as it stands, that's not where it lies. And the final game of that kind of period of ECT matches of the week went as follows. So Boom Esports played Global Esports, and they got the win in a 2-0 fashion, right? Actually pretty impressive in the end. Berserks, they get the win. And yeah, Global Esports go down. All these teams have made changes over the last couple of years to try and find a way through. And of course, Boom, great to see the story, I think, from them, especially game one was a 13-1 demolition job on Global Esports map pick. Never a good sign if you're a team in that moment. But the fact that Boom were even here in the first place, thanks to Bleed, really, and thanks to, whatever the guy's name was, the CEO of Bleed, Mervin, was it something like that? I'm not really sure, who just had an absolute disaster class. I still don't really know if that court case went anywhere that we talked about a while ago. But of course, without Bleed Esports getting kicked out, it would have only been the one Ascension team in Sin Prasa Gaming. But of course, the team that they beat in the finals, Boom Esports, get promoted to. On the Haven G, put up more of a fight. It was eventually 13-11 in the end. It didn't really matter. It was only Udo Tan on the ISO putting up any sort of fight on the other side. So GG's, Boom Esports advance. The Pacific so far, therefore, looks like this. So Paper X are 0-2, DFM are 0-2, Team Secret are 0-2. So you look at Group Omega, it's still kind of all to play for. T1 are sitting pretty, no real surprise. I mean, they had a great, a really blessed group, I would say. But 4 teams, of course, make the playoffs there. Talon are currently in the drop zone, and Talon have only played, they've played Secret and they have played RRQ. So, Secret's not looking so good at the moment, but everyone, at least apart from them, has got a win on the board. And it's not like Secret are miles behind. They could still turn it around, but unfortunately, Secret's next game is against T1. So, yeah, good luck with that, I suppose. And in the other group, Boom Esports have opened up a lead. And Boom Esports still are yet to play DFM, the weakest team in that group so far, it seems. So, Boom Esports already took down Gen.G the other day. They've now taken down Global Esports as well, and Paper X are sitting at 0-2. So, yeah, it's a pretty competitive situation over here as well. Boom and DRX looking real good. I mean, on paper, you'd probably expect Gen.G and Paper X to still make it. But, at this point, who really knows with the way that Paper X were looking especially. NRG do play G2 coming up. This is a very important game. Platchat, of course, have gone for G2 taking the win, so time will tell whether that's a certified Platchat guarantee as ever. But I want to talk about a roster change, which does seem like it is actually happening, right? Obviously, of course, today's April Fool's, so, people always have to keep being a little bit more vigilant than they might require to otherwise. But B-Dog, it seems, is going to be gone from the M80 team, as he confirms here, benched by M80, and I'm looking for a team. Gave my all to them. I'm looking to, give my all to someone new. Play controller, flex initiator, operator, duelist, whatever. You guys know the rest. He could do whatever he wants. The thing is, B-Dog was actually pretty damn good for those guys, I thought. Semi-surprised they're making the changes they are now. Because M80 made it to the finals of the Stage 1 playoffs for challenges, which was a pretty good result given the teams that did not make it to the finals. I mean, you're looking at Qubit Academy, you're looking at the Rankers, you're looking at many other teams who did not make a deep run, but M80 did. They made it to the finals in the end. They went down to Pancakes and the boys on SRB, and they formed a pretty good team, B-Dog, Bao, Sato, Kaio, and Okonos. A team of, basically players from all over the place that the team felt like would be good options, and seems to be working out for them so far, but they've decided, no, he's going to move to the inactive roster, and presumably Weeded is going to come back in. I guess that's the decision here by Psycho, Drew, Spark, and those guys. That would be the theory anyway, whether they're signing anyone else or whether Weeded is going to be the man to come back into the roster. What I thought was interesting is that he actually did, retweet everything here. So the Stellar post, the B-Dog post, this one as well, he was reposting everything, retweeting everything. So, would he do that if it was super clear cut? He's coming back in for B-Dog and he's retweeting the post. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But definitely intrigued to your perspective in the cosplay, whether it could be something a little bit more severe than just that. But let's talk about NRG and Verno, right? Because Verno is such an interesting interesting character to me. We talked about it when he was on NRG, of course, his, well, unwillingness maybe to put in the hard yards required. But to be fair, with NRG getting rid of him and him now going to MIBR, I'm sure that's more at the top of his mind. And the opportunity on MIBR is a spectacular one, I think, given the fact that Aspas is on that team as well, and you can never turn down or look over an opportunity such as that. So Verno was gone. Bonkar, of course, their coach, was gone as well. And shortly afterwards, Verno officially joined the MIBR roster, where he's only played one series, but he played well in that series against G2, and I think there's potentially a sign of things to come for that team. Could be seriously strong going forward. So a very interesting interview was conducted with Verno after that series. I'll leave the entire thing linked down below for you guys if you want to check out the entire thing. But I wanted to share what he said on his current team, because he was asked the question, look, how good is this MIBR team compared to the teams you've previously been on? And he says, as far as he's concerned, it's absolutely no contest. They're clear of NRG and clear of other teams as well.
Do you feel like this is the team with the best you've ever played with?
Yeah, I think this is the best team I've ever played with, for sure. I mean, today was unfortunate because Art was like really sick. Like, I think he's going to the hospital right now, and that's, you know, really not good when your IGL is really sick, and like it's like actually hard for him to call, especially against a team that's like hard to call against. It's not the easiest thing. But outside of that, like he's like Art's very good. I mean, Aspas. Shinome, like he plays like he's really smart. Not in the way that like, okay, some people call like players smart because they play like passive or whatever, but he's like not like smart like where you just like look at him and he plays like passive and you think he's a smart player, but he knows how to win like rounds. Like he knows his role in like almost every round, and he knows like what he has to do to win the round, and he doesn't like commit like bad mistakes or make like bad plays very often. And Cortez is like, he's like, okay, problem is he is new to Sentinel and he's making some like Sentinel mistakes, which is like understandable, which he'll work on and get better with. He's working with like really good people for that too. But he's like also really good. Like I can trust him too. So like everyone on the team is really good, and I can like really trust like everybody to like just I don't know how to say this. Like I can just trust. I can just like they're all just really good. That's all I can say.
They are good and they are younger. Like
they're not just good. They're like all like really good, like really talented. Like
that's very cool, bro. And
so this was that series, of course. They lost to G2 in a 2-1 fashion. It was a pretty close fought affair. The Ascent was 13-8 in the end. The Haven was 13-11, so it could have been a 2-0 in another world. And the Pearl was an impressive overtime win. Verno went in the end, as we can see right about here, 54-44 for a great series on the Tejo and the Sova. With a team that it becomes difficult to really understand how good they would be with Verno. It was such a strange acquisition in many respects, but it seems to be working out so far. He gives a lot of credit to Art. Obviously, Aspas really needs no introduction at all. But where do they go from here? And also, what does it mean for the NRG roster too? Just because, you know, if we bring them up real quick, I just mispressed the button, but we'll just get the NRG roster up to have a quick look at it and how they're currently faring. Of course, they played Furia in the most recent series. That was with Brook in the roster, of course, who they brought in instead of having Verno in there instead. And look, on paper, Ethan, Marder, Son, talented players, sure, but you look at that roster and then you compare it to the roster that we just saw with MIBR, with Aspas and those guys that clearly have a really high ceiling, and Aspas is a massive part of the reason why they look like an exciting force. I can totally understand why Verno's going to say, yeah, it's no doubt. And I think that Verno as a player, like, he's pretty straight up. I think he says it out is. Like, if he has an opinion, he's going to tell you very deadpan what his opinion is, and as far as he's concerned, there's kind of no contest. Obviously, you are probably going to say that about your new team, sure, that's worth keeping in mind, but there's evidently a perspective here where he thinks that NRG are simply not as good and simply will not continue to be as good going forwards, right? Because NRG right now, if we have a look at the groups real quick, yeah, MIBO are 1-1. They lost to G2, but they did get the victory against Leviathan, which was obviously a pretty emphatic one as well. Yeah, Lever's struggling. going, but time will tell how good MRBR actually are. I think they're probably pretty damn good. We also have, of course, to note, NRG versus MRBR is not a million miles away. It's the 14th of April in about 12 days. We are going to get what is likely to be Verno versus his former team, assuming that everything goes to plan on this one. So, you know, that's going to be the series, really, to see if Verno's words here on how good his teammates are now compared to how good his teammates were then are actually true or not. There was a bit of talk as well about Aspas on the Yoru and, you know, trying this out. I think that he played a number of ranked games over the last couple of days with Yoru, you know, as his agents. I think the first one he played, he got slammed, and after that, it was looking real good. So just something to think about, whether Aspas is playing around with a couple of additional ideas there for MIBR if they want to try and take the next step as a team. Just to close out with, couple of Scrimbux here. Fnatic were 12-4 up on some unknown team. We had Sentinels, this is probably the most notable one really, up 8-2 on M80. Now, presumably the M80 team without B-Dog, or I'm not exactly sure, probably with their, whoever their replacement's going to be. So, yeah, 8-2, semi-notable, not a huge sample size, but worth keeping in mind regardless with Sentinels. Trying to bounce back, of course, in what's been a difficult week or so for them. Crew were 10-2 up on some unknown team, and they were also 15-6 up on YFP. So, you know, Crew looking really good so far. I don't necessarily expect that to change, but very much interested in your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.